he is continuously staring at you without blinking his eyes, and your heart started to beat very fast. What are you doing in my room? He said in his cold, stern voice while looking straight into your eyes. I thought it's my room and I came inside. I didn't know that it's your room. You said while looking down as you want to avoid his gaze. And I was about to go out, but you came. So it's my fault to come into my room, huh? He said in his dominating cold voice, and his hot breath was hitting on you, making your knees weak. But you gathered all your strength and you said, No, it's not like that. You can come into your room. I'm sorry, I came by mistake. And can you move? I will go out. You said while shuddering. So you are trying to me from the first day only? Nice move, but I'm sorry, I won't fall for you. And I won't get into your cheap tricks. He said while shouting on you, and you got shocked by his words, and you can't believe that he thinks about you like this. You stared at him silently as no words are coming out from your mouth. Tell me, are you trying to? He said while raising his voice, and you flinched at his sudden rise in voice, and you quickly nodded your head as no. Good. If you have any plans in future also, bury them. Because I'm not going to get into your trap, got it? He is saying while smirking. But when he saw tears in your eyes, he had stopped and started looking into your eyes with shock. And before he could say something, you pushed him and started going out of the room while holding the towel tightly with the full tears in your eyes. And Taeyang was confusingly looking at your going out figure. Why she is crying? She only tried to. Or else, did I do something wrong? Anyways, leave it. I don't have any interest to know that why she is crying. All women are same. Always sheds crocodile tears to get attention. He said annoyingly and went inside the washroom to get fresh up. You came while crying into your bedroom. Why he is talking like that? Am I looking like... How can he think like that? And when he said he was only marrying me for my dad's wish and to be his son's mom, I didn't say anything. Even though I got pain, I was silent. As I thought one day everything will change. But I didn't know he thinks of me this much down. I don't know what happened in past with him, but how can he think every woman will be break his heart? And why I deserve this? And why I have to bear his hate? But I strongly believe that if my dad thinks he is correct to me, then I will try to win his heart and I will try to change him, even though it's hard. You said while crying and slept like that only in bed without changing into something. As you are very tired today, you didn't know when your eyes closed. You woke up from your sleep and you got fresh up, and now you are standing in front of the mirror and looking at yourself. It is the first day of my married life, and I don't know how it's going to be. But after what happened yesterday, I can say that he never gonna treat me good. After talking with yourself, you slowly came down and saw the most unexpected thing. Taeyang was feeding Jungsu and they are playing while eating, and you can only listen their laughing and giggling sounds in the house. As till now you never saw Taeyang smiling, you felt different to see him smiling face. And even though he made you hurt with his words, you felt very good and happy to see him smiling with his kid. And you slowly went down and stood in front of them. And Jungsu's eyes fell on you and he started shouting in happiness. He said and you smiled at him from the far. And Taeyang looked at your side and said, "Good morning, Miss Van. Come and have your breakfast," he said with no expression on his face. What? He is saying good morning with that cold face? How can he wish someone like that? Like something bad happened in the morning? You didn't say anything and you bowed a little with your confused face. Why I'm saying good morning to her? It's not like I'm accepting her as my wife. Then why I said? Maybe I felt bad by what I said to her yesterday. And she is not wishing me back. Why? And why did she keep her face like that? Like she is confused? He talked with himself for some time and again started feeding Jungsu. But this time, Jungsu is not eating his food properly and he started cranking and throwing his food out from his mouth. Baby, what happened? Why you are throwing up your food? Don't you like this food? Is it spicy? He said checking the food taste, but it tasted good and Taeyang was confused that why Jungsu is not eating his food now. It's not spicy, baby. Then why you are not eating? Taeyang said in his soft voice and again he started feeding. But Jungsu is not at all eating and throwing up his food continuously and started saying, Jungsu started saying this while looking at you and he want you to feed him. But you didn't understand what he was trying to say and you looked confusingly at Taeyang and he was shockingly looking at you. I got shocked with Jungsu's behavior. He was eating peacefully like daily. He is not a cranky kid. He is a very good boy. But today when he saw Van coming down, he started tantrum, which I didn't ever seen. And he wanted Van to feed him and not me. And I don't know how my baby accepted Miss Van this much fast. And he is behaving like he wants Miss Van attention very badly. He was continuously saying that while keeping his pot face and making him to look more cute. And still Van is looking confusingly at him. I think she didn't understand what Jungsu is trying to say. And I'm feeling jealous now that he started caring for his mom more than his dad. But even though I'm feeling jealous, I said to Miss Van that what Jungsu is trying to say. Miss Van, Jungsu is trying to say that he wants you to feed him food. After listening to Taeyang's words, you got more shocked as you can't believe that the little one is more getting attached to you. What? Really? You said in shock and stood in your place. You know very well that kids won't get attached to anyone easily, but Jungsu is accepting you as his mom. And you are so much happy now. After your dad's death, it's the first thing that make you happy. but the next thing words make you a little angry and annoyed. Jungsu, I think Miss Van won't feed you, so please open your mouth, my boy, he said while placing the tiny spoon in front of Jungsu's mouth. But you got little angry by his words and you quickly approached Jungsu and said, Jungsu baby, don't worry, I will feed you. You said while taking the bowl into your hands and you started to feed him, and the little one is enjoying his food. I thought Van won't feed him, as many teenagers won't get close to infants. They want to enjoy their life, then to spend some time with the baby. But I was wrong. I was so surprised by looking at how Miss Van treating Jungsu. She is trying to be gentle and making him laugh while eating, and she is playing with him. If any new person looks at them, they will believe that Miss Van is his real mom, not his stepmom. And unknowingly, I was looking at them very admiringly. I felt very happy when Taeyong said that Jungsu wants me to feed him, and happily I went forward and started feeding him. And I'm feeling lucky that Jungsu got attached to me in less time only. As much as I know, kids won't eat without playing. So I started making him smile and laugh and started feeding him and trying hard that Jungsu won't feel bored fastly. And while feeding him, I looked at Taeyong and he was admiring and looking at us. And it's the first time that I'm seeing his soft eyes for me also. And I was staring at him and he was looking at me. And this continued for some minutes, but when Jungsu shouted annoyingly and started beating on his table, we stopped staring at each other and we snapped out. And while looking at us, Jungsu started giggling loudly and I turned towards Jungsu and started feeding him again. And Taeyong cleared his throat and said, Miss Van, I'm going for work. If you need anything, ask house helpers. He said this and went out of the house while kissing Jungsu's forehead. This is the first time he talked or looked at me normally, with no hate in his eyes, and that small smile on his lips, making me to fall for him. I hope he won't hate me like before and behave with me normally like this. Taeyong came to his base to get the information from a very trusted person in his gang, and he is his left hand Jack. Taeyong has given a mission to Jack to collect the information about your dad before his death, where he went and whom he met and who visited him. Jack, what happened about the mission I gave you? Taeyong said while sitting on his chair in his cold scary voice. Boss, I collected all the information about Mr. Park's phone history and who he visited before that incident happened. But anywhere I didn't feel like some members can be accused. Mr. Park talked with everyone normally only, sir. No, I think you didn't gather all the information. Something we are missing, Jack. Did you listen his family members' phone call history also? Yes, boss. He only talked with Mrs. Park, Madam Van and Mrs. Hun. Mrs. Hun? Taeyong said in confusion. Yes, boss. Mrs. Hun called Mr. Park before coming to Korea and she informed that she and her son are coming back to Korea. And after coming here, she asked that... What she asked, Jack, tell me, he said in serious tone. She asked about the marriage proposal of Madam Van and her son, boss. Marriage proposal? He said again in confusion. Yes, boss, but Mr. Park rejected the proposal. But she asked him again and again, and Mr. Park said seriously that he can't marry Madame Van to her son. And their conversation ended there only, boss. Okay, Jack, I didn't saw them in wedding. Did they attended or not? No, boss. On the attack day only, Mrs. Hunt's son also got a gunshot on his right hand, and they were in hospital at the time, sir. What? How? And why you didn't tell me before? I'm sorry, sir. I didn't even know this happened earlier. Okay, leave it. But something is still missing, Jack. We are missing something here. And Van's life is still in danger. But we are not getting what we are missing. And we should be very careful from now on. We can't trust anyone. And whoever Mr. Park, they will try to Miss Van also. And she is my responsibility now. And I should take care of her at any cost. I will recheck everything, boss, and I will say you if I got some information. Okay, and increase the security at the mansion also, and make sure that no one should enter without permission. Okay, boss, I will do as you say, he said and went out of the room. Taeyong came home at 12 at night. Suddenly he went on a mission and he didn't say you anything. So you ate and slept, and when Taeyong came home, house helpers opened the door and he didn't see you and Jungsu, and he said, "Did Madam Wa and Jungsu already slept?" "Yes, sir." Then he nodded his head and went to his room to get fresh up first. As he went on a mission, Taeyong wanted to fresh up first before he saw Jungsu. After getting fresh up, he came down to Jungsu's room with a wide smile on his face to see his son's beautiful sleeping face. But when he opened the door, he didn't saw Jungsu on his crib. And then Taeyong started to get panic and he called the Jungsu nanny and she picked up the call fastly. "Hello, Mrs. Lee. Where are you and where is Jungsu? Didn't I say not to leave before I come home? Did you took Jungsu with you?" Taeyong was saying everything fastly without giving gap to Mrs. Lee to say. Mrs. Lee is 60 years old nanny. She is Jungsu nanny now, but before she used to work as cook to Taeyong and to his family, and Taeyong trusts her very much. So he kept Mrs. Lee as nanny to Jungsu. "Mrs. Lee, I'm asking you something. Tell me, where is my son? And who gave you the permission to take him with you? Even though I trust you, but you can't take my child with you. Come!" He was shouting without giving a gap. Then Mrs. Lee shouted to calm him down. "Son, listen to me first," she shouted to calm down Taeyong. "Tell me, Mrs. Lee, where is my child?" "Son, I didn't took Jungsu with me. He is at mansion only. Madam Wan is taking care of him from morning. And after Jungsu had his dinner, she said me to go home and she will take him to bed." "So you left him to her and went home? How can you do like that, Mrs. Lee? You know right, I won't trust any woman." "Son, she is not like other women. She is very pure-hearted girl. And don't compare her with anyone. From when you left the house, she only took care of Jungsu and played with him like his real mom. And asked many things which our Jungsu like or not. Taeyong, I'm saying this as a person who wants your good future. Don't ever let Madam Wan to go far away from you. She is very good person inside and outside. And please give attention to my words. And about Jungsu, maybe he is with Madam Wan only. Check in her room." Taeyong was surprised to listen Mrs. Lee's words, and after talking with her, he came to your bedroom and knocked 2 times. But you didn't answer, so he came inside and saw the most beautiful view in his life, and tears formed in his eyes. You are sleeping while hugging Jongsu, and he held your fingers with his little hands and sleeping peacefully in your warm embrace. Till now, Jongsu never slept with anyone other than Taeyong, and he didn't ever get the mother love also. And while seeing his son like that with someone, Taeyong's eyes got moist, and he rubbed the tears and kissed Jongsu's forehead and looked at you. Am I making a mistake to comparing you with other women which I have seen in my life? Are you not like them? But even though Mrs. Lee's words are true and you are a not bad person also, my heart is not ready to accept you, and not after what happened in my life before, he said while crying and went out of the room. To be continued.